Somewhere in America, there's a little town where a clean, 3-bedroom home costs less than a used pickup truck. And at night, the loudest sound you'll hear isn't traffic, honking horns, or neighbors upstairs. It's crickets in the grass, maybe the hum of a porch fan, or the screen door clicking shut after a neighbor waves goodnight. But wait, didn't the U.S. run out of affordable places years ago? Didn't the headlines say the market was overheated everywhere? That's the story most people know, but headlines miss things, big things. Here's the twist. While everyone fights for overpriced condos in the same crowded zip codes, there are whole towns nobody's talking about. Places where houses cost what you thought was impossible, where property taxes stay predictable, where crime rates are lower than you'd guess, and where daily life is slower, friendlier, easier. We found 25 of them. Some sit by lakes where morning walks feel like vacations. Others rest under desert skies so clear you can count the stars. A few are mountain-edge towns where pine air greets you every morning, and all of them share one surprise: homes so affordable you'll think it's a scam. By the end of this countdown, you'll be asking yourself, why am I not living there already? So let's break it down. Remember, prices fall as we go, so the last few towns will blow your mind. 25. Pittsfield, Illinois. Pittsfield sits in western Illinois, a town with straight streets, steady rhythms, and homes you can actually afford. The typical home value? Around $115,000, a number that feels like it belongs in another era. Property taxes hover near the state average, but because prices are so low, the bill is tiny compared to Chicago or Springfield. Violent crime is well below national levels, making nights calm and predictable. Life here is honest. You'll find a town square where the courthouse still anchors daily life, a diner where the waitress remembers your order, and quiet neighborhoods where kids ride bikes instead of staring at traffic. Grocery stores, pharmacies, and clinics are all 5-minute errands. Neighbors wave, dogs nap on porches. What you get here is not flash, it's steadiness. A house with a yard, a garage that holds more than just boxes, and a rhythm where bills don't swallow your paycheck. If you've dreamed of owning a home without owing your future, Pittsfield gives you that shot. 24. Greenville, Alabama. In Greenville, the numbers almost don't make sense. A typical home lists around $120,000, sometimes less. Property taxes are among the lowest in the country, and crime stays below the national average. But the real draw is the lifestyle. This is small-town Alabama, where oak trees shade sidewalks, church bells set the rhythm, and Friday nights bring everyone together for high school football. Downtown is small but sincere. Hardware stores, local cafes, a pharmacy that greets you by name. Here, you don't fight traffic. You don't chase hours, you actually live. A $600 monthly mortgage buys you a home with a yard, a kitchen you'll cook in, and a driveway where family can park without fighting for space. The air smells of pine after rain, and the town's balance of calm and cost makes every day feel lighter. 23. Clarksdale, Mississippi. Clarksdale is famous as the birthplace of the blues, but what might shock you more than the music is the price tag: $95,000 to $110,000 for a typical home. That's not a typo. Property taxes? Around 0.7%. Gentle compared to many states. Yes, Mississippi has its challenges, but here the reward is real space for real life. Downtown clubs still echo with guitars, art festivals add color, and the Delta sunsets are unforgettable. On a normal Tuesday, you can walk to a grocery store, grab catfish at a diner, and be home before the ice in your tea melts. If you've ever wanted a house with soul, literally and figuratively, Clarksdale gives you that. You don't just buy square footage here, you buy history, music, and a chance to live well without debt breathing down your neck. 22. Princeton, West Virginia. Princeton feels like a town paused in time. The typical home value? Around $130,000. Property taxes? Laughably low. Violent crime rates are modest, especially compared to bigger cities nearby. This is Appalachian country. Hills that glow in autumn, trails that call hikers in spring, and porches where rocking chairs earn their keep. Life is slower, steadier. Healthcare is available locally, and bigger specialists are a short trip to Charleston or Roanoke. Imagine paying under $700 a month for a home mortgage, with money left over for travel, hobbies, or savings. Imagine mornings with mist in the valleys and evenings where you actually hear the creek down the hill. Princeton offers exactly that. 21. Danville, Arkansas. In Danville, a typical home costs $95,000 to $120,000. That's not just affordable, that's liberating. Property taxes in Arkansas average under 0.65%, which means your monthly bills stay light. The Ozark foothills give this town its backdrop: rolling green, lakes nearby, and weekend hikes that feel like vacations. But everyday life is practical. Groceries, a hospital, and schools are right in town. The crime rate? Below the U.S. average, which adds peace of mind. Picture this: you buy a 2-bedroom with a yard for less than a down payment in California. You plant tomatoes, meet neighbors, and still have margin in your budget for road trips. Danville is not flashy, it's freedom priced right. 20. Sedalia, Missouri. Sedalia's claim to fame is its rail and fare history, but today its claim to value is even better: $135,000 typical home value, with Missouri's moderate 0.9% property tax. Violent crime here sits below state averages. The town has a true main street, murals, diners, and local shops that still thrive. The state fair adds rhythm to the calendar. Parks and trails make daily walks easy, and larger cities like Kansas City are within reach without stealing your peace. This is the Midwest sweet spot: stable jobs, simple commutes, houses with space, and prices that let you breathe. Sedalia proves affordable living isn't gone. It's just waiting in the right zip code. 19. Parsons, Kansas. Parsons gives you a deal you almost can't believe. $85,000 to $100,000 buys a solid 3-bedroom home. Property taxes hover around 1.2%, but because home values are so low, the total bill is peanuts compared to the coast. The prairie air is clear, the streets are wide, and life is unhurried. Local diners fill breakfast plates, schools are close, and neighbors know each other. Crime is moderate, but neighborhoods feel watchful in a good way. Here, your biggest problem isn't bills. It's what to do with your savings. Travel more? Build a workshop? Parsons makes it possible because the basics don't drain your wallet. 18. Fort Dodge, Iowa. Fort Dodge offers stability at a price you can actually plan for. Typical home value: $125,000 to $140,000. Taxes are around 1.2%. But again, the bill is gentle thanks to the low base. The town is a hub for the region. Grocery stores, hospitals, schools, and even a community college keep services close. Crime sits a little above average, but neighborhoods are steady and affordable. Insurance helps balance risk. If your dream is a house with a garage workshop, a yard for summer barbecues, and enough left over each month to save, Fort Dodge delivers. Add in Midwestern friendliness, and you'll wonder why you didn't move sooner. 17. McAllister, Oklahoma. McAllister sits in eastern Oklahoma, where home values average around $110,000 to $125,000. Property taxes about 0.9%, meaning predictability year after year. The town has history, a real main street, and a mix of small city services, grocery stores, clinics, and restaurants without big city stress. Violent crime is below national averages, so evenings are calm. What stands out is the space. Homes here often have yard. Groceries are near. Here, the appeal is rhythm. Seasons that matter, costs that don't crush you, and neighbors who look out for one another. It's the kind of place where life feels like living again. 14. Enid, Oklahoma. Enid is bigger than some on this list, but still affordable. Homes average $130,000 to $140,000 with taxes under 1%. Crime rates are manageable, especially compared to big cities. The streets are wide, parking is easy, and errands are short loops. Market, pharmacy, school, park. The downtown has murals and coffee shops, giving daily life character. In Enid, you can actually own a house with a yard, keep a budget with breathing room, and still enjoy the sense of a real city without the costs of a metro. 13. Decatur, Alabama. Decatur offers affordability plus convenience. Typical home value, $160,000. Taxes, just 0.4%, one of the lowest in the nation. Crime rates are moderate, but neighborhoods are steady. The Tennessee River cuts right past town, adding scenery and weekend escapes. Industry provides jobs, hospitals provide care, and schools provide stability. If your dream is southern warmth with a ledger that makes sense, Decatur gives you that balance. Affordable housing, low taxes, and life near the water. 12. Pueblo, Colorado. Yes, Colorado still has affordable spots. Pueblo's typical home value is about $210,000, far below Denver or Boulder. Taxes are a lean 0.5%. Crime is higher than average, but the trade-off is clear. Mountain proximity, 4 seasons, and a house you can afford. The Arkansas River runs through town, trails line the banks, and mountains sit on the horizon. Grocery runs are quick. Local cafes give character, and healthcare is steady. If you want Colorado scenery without the sticker shock, Pueblo is your open door. 11. Springfield, Ohio. Springfield offers prices that feel unreal. $115,000 average home value. Taxes hover at 1.3%. But again, the bill is light because the base is so low. Crime is moderate, but neighborhoods vary. Many are calm and steady. Downtown is reviving with cafes and murals. Parks and trails give daily life rhythm. Schools, hospitals, and services are right in town. Here, you don't just buy a house, you buy room to breathe, and you do it without wrecking your budget. 10. Florence, South Carolina. Florence combines affordability with convenience. Homes average $160,000 to $170,000. Taxes stay low, around 0.5%, and crime is close to national averages. The town sits near I-95, giving easy access to beaches and bigger cities. Daily life is simple. Supermarkets, hospitals, and schools are all right there. Southern food culture shines, from barbecue to family diners. Florence gives you a cost-friendly home base with the bonus of access. Weekend trips to Myrtle Beach or Charleston without big city bills. 9. Benton Harbor, Michigan. Benton Harbor sits right by Lake Michigan, yet homes average just $110,000. Taxes are moderate, crime is above average, but the trade-off is access. The beach, the water, the sunsets. This is lake life for less. Picture evening walks along the shore, morning coffee with lake breezes, and weekends that feel like vacations. Local markets, cafes, and art spots bring the town alive. If water restores you, Benton Harbor lets you have it daily without sinking your budget. 8. Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown has headlines for decline, but here's the overlooked story. $95,000 typical home value. That's ownership for less than rent in many places. Taxes are around 1.3%. Crime is higher than average, but steady neighborhoods exist, and they're cheap. Revitalization is real. New restaurants, art projects, and community groups give the city spark. Parks, trails, and universities add balance. If you want the chance to buy into a city on the rise without going broke, 7. Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Homes here average $150,000, taxes hover near 0.9%, and violent crime is moderate. The town is rebuilding with murals, local cafes, and music events adding life. Daily living is easy. Groceries, schools, and clinics are all near. The climate brings long springs and mild winters, giving outdoor life plenty of space. If you want affordable southern living with cultural sparks, Rocky Mount fits the bill. 6. Anniston, Alabama. Anniston's homes average $95,000 to $110,000 with taxes at just 0.4%. Crime is moderate, but neighborhoods vary. Many are quiet, shaded, and steady. The Appalachian foothills surround the town, making daily life scenic. Healthcare and schools are close, and Birmingham is an easy drive. Imagine paying less than $600 a month for a mortgage and spending weekends hiking instead of stressing over bills. That's Anniston. 5. Peoria, Illinois. Peoria is a true small city, but homes cost just $120,000 to $130,000. Taxes are higher, 1.8%, but because the base is low, the bill is manageable, crime is mixed, but stable neighborhoods exist. The city has hospitals, a riverfront, museums, and real jobs. Yet you can buy a brick home with a yard for less than rent in Chicago. If you want both affordability and amenities, Peoria delivers that balance. 4. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Johnstown's homes average $65,000 to $75,000. Yes, that's the whole house price. Taxes are modest, crime is mixed, but neighborhoods are steady. The Allegheny Mountains surround the town and rivers run through it. Outdoor life is built in. Hikes, trails, and fishing. Daily errands are short loops, and healthcare is near. If you thought homeownership was impossible, Johnstown proves otherwise. 3. Cumberland, Maryland. Cumberland feels like a secret. Homes sell for $90,000 to $100,000. Taxes hover near 1%. Crime is close to the national average, but many neighborhoods are quiet. The town has history, rail trails, and mountain views. Cafes and shops fill downtown, and the Potomac River winds nearby. This is East Coast Mountain living at Midwest prices. 2. Cairo, Illinois. Cairo sits at the meeting of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers, and homes cost around $40,000 to $50,000. Yes, entire houses for the price of a car. Taxes are about 1.5%, but the bill is still tiny. The town is small, the pace is slow, and the history is deep. Crime is higher than average, but steady streets exist. The reward? Rock-bottom home costs, river scenery, and the chance to build something new. If you want ownership at the lowest possible entry, Cairo gives you that path. 1. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit headlines always shout challenges, but here's the quiet truth. You can still buy homes here for under $50,000. Entire houses, often brick, sometimes move-in ready. Taxes are higher, crime varies by block, but the affordability is unmatched. Neighborhoods in Revival, Midtown, Corktown, and others prove the trajectory is upward. Local cafes, art spaces, and community projects spark energy, and the city is alive with history, music, and grit. Detroit at number 1 isn't about perfection, it's about possibility. If you want the lowest entry price for the most potential upside, this is it. So there you have it, 25 American towns where housing prices aren't just low, they're shockingly low. From mountain valleys to lake shores, from southern calm to Midwestern steadiness, each place offers the same invitation, a chance to live without drowning in debt. The question isn't whether affordable homes still exist. The question is, are you ready to grab one before the world catches on?